Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be sorting through my finished, done ephemera. So I currently have 2 boxes and another one. And I just packed up my one of my 100-piece sets of ephemera that I was selling on eBay. It was the last one I listed 5. But I want to go through here and sort this and see if I've got enough available to maybe list another 1 or 2, clean them out. When I guessed 5, I just really took a wild guess at how many sets of stuff I have. It's amazing how much stuff you collect doing this stuff. So I'm going to be sorting this stuff. I'm going to put it on quick mode so you can kind of see the stuff that's popping through. If you want to, take a look at some of the variety I have, and then, hang out to the end and see if I actually decide to list some. If you are interested in them and they sold out before you could get a chance to get some, this might be your chance to do it. But yeah, I'm going to go through. I may pause the video, every once in a while just to point something out fun and interesting that I run across. But otherwise, we're just going to start sorting. I wanted to pause for just a second here and show you in the video that I did with the coin envelopes, where I used these scraps to make paper ones. I believe I showed one of these ticket ones. I forget which one it is, but I just wanted to see that I did make all the other colors basically. So I have some fun ones, and I actually gave one of them away in the last 100-piece that I sent out. So there was one more that I had made off camera, but I just want to pause for a second and show you those. Okay, I've got a pretty rough sort here, and I definitely have a lot left. I'm probably going to add maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 more sets of those 100 items. I may change it to 50 and lower the price, just so you get a little bit more variety. So we'll have to see. I will link it in the video below what I end up doing. But so how I sorted it, and I'm going to put it back. I got my empty box. So excited. Right next to my grapes that I've been eating. Look at this grape. That's kind of crazy, right? All right, so this back here was hard boards. I think I had made them to possibly make toppers. So they're on hard boards. I'm gonna put those in the back. I make a mental list or a list of projects that I would like to do since I found some of these again. So it's probably a good idea every once in a while to go through your stuff, rearrange it, see stuff you haven't seen in a while, and see stuff that you don't remember making, and yeah, kind of refresh and go. So I've got these, so I'll stick these in the back because they're big. And then the next pile I had, oh, these were just a couple things of fabric. I might leave those alone. So this pile was stuff that was pockets. Now some of the stuff is finished, some is unfinished. I'm gonna all put it in the one box. The only stuff I'm gonna have a separate box of blank stuff, but it's gonna be like one layer blank stuff, like master boards that are blank or whack and stacks that are blank. But since these are multiple layers and they're cut and folded, yes, they need to be decorated still, but these are gonna go next in the pile. So that if I'm looking for a pocket, I can go through here, decorate it further, or use it as it is. Because some of them, some of them are decorated, some are not. There's, envelopes. Anything that was more of a bigger pocket size was what went into this pile. And I'm not really gonna totally put them in any sort of an order necessarily, because I would have to go through here probably and rummage anyway. A lot of them were kind of in order as I sorted them, because I did when I would do a video of a certain thing, like all those coins with the tickets on there. They're kind of all together. So I'm not going to really, I'm just going to kind of sort them by size, stick some of the bigger stuff in the back, but not really worry too much about if it's correct or not. So that's going to go next. All right, so the next thing is I do have bigger journal cards. I do have smaller pockets, but I think I'm gonna do, just because size-wise, I mean, I probably should keep all the pockets together, but I kind of want to go by size-wise. So the bigger journal cards are these, and they're mostly all about the same. And again, journal cards that are decorated, or there are ones in here that aren't decorated. Like those ones I just made with the Mamagamis. They're not really decorated yet, but quite a few of them are. That one just has the stripes, not decorated, can go farther. But again, they're all mostly about the same size. I'm going to have like a giant one in here. That's, I think those were, some of those like hardboards, but I did decorate them so they could be journal cards. So we're going to put those next. All right, I got a nice backfill. All right. I think I'm going to put, I have a small selection of triangle pockets, corner pockets. I think I'm just going to put them on the side in the back there. There's so few of them. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so I lost my pile here. So I have this pile, which is tags or journal cards that are smaller. And again, these are probably mostly all decorated, unless it was, if it was one, since they're all tags and sort of decorated. This wasn't really decorated, but it's got a ribbon on there. I'm going to keep them in here. The ones like this that were tags but not at all decorated, I have a separate pile for those. But most all these should have some sort of embellishment on them, something added to it. In the back part here, so those were the journal tags. In the back part here, there's actually, they're journal cards, but they were flip overs. Hang over the top of a page and flip up like a journal spot, but they look like tags. So I was going to put those in the back. And again, just sort of put biggest ones in the back. Not really worry too much about sorting them. Put those next. All right, I have, like I said, I got those fabric ones. These are pockets. Oh, and pockets in the sense that you can put something in there. Like these are all side pockets. Some of these, the pocket would get glued down and became a pocket. Pocket like the side thing. Some of them were also, I probably won't be able to find it, like flip arounds, like you attach and maybe make a side tuck, but most of them were just smaller pockets. Or envelopes that could become, that had a pocket. But pretty much these were, there's a pocket in there. Those guys are bigger, stick them in the back. Kind of like when you're in school. And you would stand at a, what do you call it, a concert or something. Put the tall kids in the back. They're all the same-ish, so we're gonna, you're taller, I'm gonna put you in the back. Okay, so smaller pockets. And put them in there. Now these were blank. I have a separate one that has all the blank ones I'll get to. These were mostly, I'm not sure where that was in there. Those got to go like in the scrap pile. I was pulling out also, it was probably hard to tell, I was pulling out scraps. These were the harder pieces that were kind of like my scraps where I rounded the corners or made into pockets, but totally not decorated. So I'm going to put that in my scrap pile. I know I'm adding to my busted scrap pile, but I think there might be a better chance they're going to find a home in the future if I put them in there. All right, so this pile was like folios that could be stuck together. Those were smaller. Those folios that had like lots of flips. Probably could put that in my scrap pile. Folios with stuff inside of each other. So sort of pockets, sort of tags. Trying to do that one-handed, not easy. There we go. These were like trifolds. Bigger folio. Nice big fun folio. So I'm going to put these together. Some are decorated, some are not, but they're more of those flip open folios. And at least they're all together. A lot of these can just be, you know, they're ready to go and they can be, you know, stuck in a pocket or sent as part of a Happy Mail or again, part of that stuff I'm selling on eBay. All right, so that's going to go in that. All right, so fabric, I'm just going to tuck on the side. And then last but not least in that pile is I had really tall, kind of skinny stuff. Kind of reminded me of belly bands. Oh, that's really a tag. That probably should go with the tags. Those were the things I was looking for, where they could be flip opens and attached to a piece of paper and flipped open. But they were tall and skinnier. Some of them are decorated like that belly band. Some of them are not so much decorated. Of course, I can't find any. There they are. Those my recent video with the packing tape. I have quite a few of those still left. So tall, skinny things. All right, there it is. Probably hard to see, but all sorted and lots of room still to stick stuff, still loose, to be able to stick fabric, triangles. I could have stuck my tall belly bands in there, but I thought they might end up falling over more in there. I put them in a little box in the front here to hold stuff a little bit better. And yeah, so that's nice and organized. So my last thing to organize is this, which was what I would call like my to-do box. And it was stuff that really had nothing on there, no decoration. Like I said, more just the bases. So I'm going to go through this and sort these to kind of make sure they're the same together because they really got mixed up. And there's masterboard. There's a whole bunch of different kinds there. I'd kind of like to keep them together. Oh, look at that, corner pockets. You know, I probably will keep that in there because I think you get lost in the other corner pocket. All right, so these are my bigger bases. So I've got the master boards that were a little bit more colorful. And I think these were kind of part of them too. A couple of them are a little bit more neutral, but I'll put those together. And then I had master boards. It was a specific one, kind of a medieval look. But I'm going to put those with the braids. Those can go together. You're a little bit smaller, but I'll put you there. This was another specific digital, and they're on a harder, I think the comic book boards, so I'm going to keep those together. I have one left of that. And then these were my coffee dyed ones that I did. I have very few left of those. I might have to do that project again. Well, these will be in the back. These are gessoed ugly scrapbook papers that I gessoed to kind of tone them down, and bigger, taller master boards. So we will put these in the back. They're taller. And then I have my whack and stacks. Not too many left, actually. Got just a couple of those. And then I've got these. This is just cardstock with Sears Roebuck catalog pages on there. Easy to decorate around the corners. Call that a day. This might be in the smaller bin too, so I'm going to leave those out. They're stamped. Those corners I'll probably leave out. This is a thing from Temu that I got, this thin paper, and I just glued them front to back together to make them a little thicker, just to be decorated. So I'm going to put that with that. So that's all I have with that. And then I have my painty stuff that were pre-painted. They're a little bit bigger. That was painted, but it was a master board. And I'll just put the painty stuff, in a tall, thin master board kind of thing. Put the painty stuff together, and we'll get that in the bin. And then we got the tiny stuff to sort, and we'll do the same we did for the other one. All right, for the tinier ones, I've got the master boards that are colorful, smaller version. Put that in first, and then I've got these, which were master boards, but more neutrals, some advertising kind of stuff, and just gonna bundle those up. These are more painty papers, a little bit stamped, fun stuff on there. These are stamped but not painted, fun stuff. And then this is just, I'm going to leave this out in my bin because I want to definitely use that, because this is the only one I have of this, so I'm not sure what to do with the rest. And then, I've got the undecorated blank pockets. All right, so we'll put those there, and the painty ones in front, just because. Got a binder clip between it, and we're just going to tuck the triangles in there, and boy, that is much neater and much better size. You're going to go in the back because you're a little bit taller, but so much fun to get those sorted. I am so happy. I have one last bin. It's just tinier tags. I'm not really going to sort this. This is pretty good. I might have a few more that I'm going to want to put in there that I kind of tracked down and found. That I was tucking in the side, just because they're tiny and they get kind of lost in the big boxes. So I could probably have put my triangles in there. These teeny triangles, they might get less lost in there. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So yeah, it's just maybe clean out my bin over here that I've got. I've talked about it, where I throw stuff in there randomly. Butterfly. I didn't want him to get damaged. So yeah, so I got that. All right, well, I think I'm going to probably do a quick count of that box because when I did my, what do you want to call it? The bundles of 100, it wasn't all big stuff. It was like 25 big, 25 medium, and then the rest were small things. And then there's a bunch of little stuff in there too, like little tickets or little tidbits. some of my little circle things, some of my pre-stamped labels, some of my whale tails. So just a whole variety of stuff. Probably about 25 of those. So I could squish it down to 50 and, kind of do the same thing with just a smaller amount. And yeah, that might be just a little bit easier. And I could get quite a few more out of there. So yeah, you see, I'll probably, like I said, I'll link it in the bottom if anyone's still around watching this. You will see and find out that I am going to be selling these as 50 packs now, just to make it, like I said, a little easier and be a little cheaper. Probably make it $7.99, maybe $6.99. I'll have to see. Probably $7.99, somewhere around there for the 50 pieces. And you can still get little fun things, especially if you're a beginner or new and want to kind of stock up on some stuff, or just you've been doing it for a while but want some different kind of things. As you were watching, if you watched the quick video, you probably saw some of the stuff, not up close and personal, but there's a wide variety of things that go in these pouches. And I've been making stuff for a couple years now, and I definitely have a lot of stuff. And I think I probably even have a couple more bins that I didn't go through of some finished stuff that I'll be adding to that. So, okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the quick look through my organizing of my done items, done ephemera. And I appreciate each and every one of you that stopped by today. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.